Can you imagine being really excited buying the Switch 2 on launch day, only to realize there's nothing exciting to play? We've seen it happen before. Great hardware, but barely any must-play games at launch. Is Nintendo about to repeat history? Or are they planning a lineup that will blow us away? Let's dive into everything we know so far, and what could go horribly wrong. Alright, let's talk about the games we know are coming to the Switch 2 at launch. Because if I'm dropping serious crusty cash on a new console, I need to know what I'm getting day one. We've all seen videos on the confirmed games: Mario Kart 9, Donkey Kong Country Returns and Metroid Prime 4, which I do have to admit is a very solid lineup on paper. But the thing is, how much of these games will actually feel new? Mario Kart 9 is exciting, sure, but we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for over a decade now, and it still sells like hotcakes. Donkey Kong coming back is cool. This was a huge part of my childhood, but is it just another remaster, or are we finally getting something fresh? And Metroid Prime 4 has been coming soon for so long that I half expect it to launch on the GameCube. Don't get me wrong here, I love all of these franchises, but is it enough to justify a launch purchase? Or should we wait and see what else Nintendo has been cooking up, like a new Zelda game? Third-party support can literally make or break a console, and let's be real, Nintendo's history with third-party developers has been hit or miss. The good news is that reports suggest big names like Ubisoft, Konami and Square Enix are bringing major titles to the Switch 2, which absolutely could mean a much richer game library than the original Switch at launch. I guess the question is, are we talking about actual optimized Switch 2 games, or are we just going to get another wave of cloud-based ports that run worse than a 2005 laptop? Because if I have to stream Assassin's Creed Shadows at 15 FPS, I'd rather not. The idea of being able to play Just Cause 3 alongside Nintendo's lineup is very exciting. But it all comes down to how well these games actually run. The backward compatibility is a huge deal, and thankfully Nintendo has confirmed that the Switch 2 will support original Switch games. We can all agree that this is great news to hear for anyone with a massive backlog, which, let's be honest, is probably all of us. Unlike previous Nintendo consoles that forced you to start fresh, the Switch 2 lets you bring over your collection, meaning you don't have to choose between playing your old favorites and jumping into new titles. I just want to ask, how well will these games run? Will there be a performance boost? Will older games get graphical enhancements or higher frames? And most importantly, will my hundreds of hours in Tears of the Kingdom transfer over seamlessly? Backward compatibility is a huge win in my opinion, but we need to see how Nintendo handles the finer details. If they get it right, it could make upgrading to the Switch 2 a no-brainer. The exclusive games we get are Nintendo's bread and butter. Let's be real, that's what makes or breaks their console. The Switch 2 isn't just banking on upgraded hardware. It's bringing the big guns with Mario Kart 9 and Metroid Prime 4. It's absolutely a huge deal. I mean, for some people and families, Mario Kart 9 alone is a system seller. The last game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with its booster tracks, is still one of the best-selling Switch games of all times. And some fans have been waiting years for a proper sequel. So, if Nintendo brings new mechanics, fresh tracks, and an improved online experience, this could be the biggest launch title on the platform. And we also have Metroid Prime 4, which has been in development hell for so long, but it's finally arriving on the Switch 2. And if it delivers on its promise of a cinematic, atmospheric sci-fi adventure, it could be one of the best Metroid games ever. And these exclusive games aren't just games. They showed that Nintendo is actually serious about giving the Switch 2 a strong start. The only question is, are these games gonna be big enough to convince people to upgrade right away? Hardware matters in this year, and Nintendo knows it. The Switch 2 isn't just about new games anymore. It's bringing some much needed upgrades under the hood. From what's been revealed so far, we're looking at a larger screen, which will definitely make the handheld mode even better. We have redesigned Joy-Cons, please hopefully fixing the drift issues once and for all, and a serious performance boost to keep up with modern gaming standards. Now, let's be honest, Nintendo has never been about chasing raw power like PlayStation and Xbox, but for them, a performance jump is actually crucial. The original Switch struggled with frame drops and blurry textures in some of its biggest games. If the Switch 2 can deliver smoother gameplay, faster load times and better visuals, it's already a huge win in my opinion. The question is, will these improvements be enough to justify upgrading right away? If the game takes full advantage of hardware boosts, then yes, but if it's just a minor step up, maybe not. Nintendo is the king of surprises, and that's what keeps fans edging on their seats. While we've seen some big titles lined up for the Switch 2, don't be surprised if they pull a rabbit out of the hat, with unexpected game reveals or mysterious partnerships right before launch. They've done it before and they can do it again. Games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or even The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where we only found out about them last minute. These surprise announcements are a part of Nintendo's charm. They know how to build hype and leave fans buzzing for months. Whether it's a brand new game in a beloved franchise, a collaboration with an indie studio, or even a partnership with third-party developers, these reveals often add extra value to the console. When looking at the launch lineup, it's impossible to ignore the competition lurking around the corner. The Steam Deck already has made a strong mark, offering PC gaming portability that appeals to a different crowd. While the Switch leans heavily on its exclusive Nintendo franchises like Mario and Metroid, the Steam Deck brings the power of your full PC library on the go. The PlayStation handhelds are also pushing forward, looking to give a more premium handheld experience. With integration into their ecosystem and some PlayStation exclusives that are left, the real edge they have above other consoles is really the exclusivity of all their games. Basically all top-tier older Xbox and PlayStation games you can just get on Steam these days. I could literally talk hours about this, but to wrap things up, the Switch 2 is shaping up to be a major player in the handheld console market. With a promising lineup of exclusive titles, hardware upgrades and backward compatibility with original Switch games. While it faces some stiff competition from devices like the Steam Deck, Nintendo's ability to blend portability with home console gives it a unique edge. However, whether the launch lineup is enough to convince gamers to upgrade right away will depend on how well these games resonate with both new players and loyal fans.